Daily Tech Headlines for Monday, August 5th, 2024. I'm Sarah Lane. Over the weekend, the Wall Street Journal published a story claiming that OpenAI has had a system for about a year now that watermarks ChatGPT created text, plus a tool that can detect the watermark later. A simplified version of how this works is that the tool can adjust how the model predicts the most likely words and phrases that will follow previous words and phrases, creating a detectable pattern. This could be especially helpful for a teacher trying to detect student use of ChatGPT in writing assignments. OpenAI has since confirmed in a blog post that it has worked on watermarking text and that the method is 99.9% effective, but the company is concerned that users might avoid it if they know the output could be flagged. CrowdStrike has responded to Delta Airlines' investigation into legal options following the global IT outage on July 19th due to a faulty update in CrowdStrike's code. Although multiple airline schedules were disrupted, Delta's flight delays and cancellations were by far the worst. In a letter sent to Delta's legal team, CrowdStrike denies that it exhibited gross negligence in the event that led to the outage, claiming Delta didn't respond to CrowdStrike's offer of support within hours of the incident unfolding. The Register reports that Delta had also looked into potentially bringing legal action against Microsoft, since Windows OS was exclusively affected by the incident. Interestingly, Delta's legal team includes David Bowles, who litigated the Department of Justice's successful 1998 antitrust case against Microsoft for bundling Internet Explorer into Windows. Back in May, Neuralink announced that it was accepting applications for the second participant in trials following FDA approval after its first implant patient, Nolan Arbaugh, was able to demonstrate moving a cursor around a laptop screen, playing and pausing music, and playing both chess and Civilization VI. Reuters reports that in a podcast over the weekend, Musk told Lex Friedman that Neuralink's chip was implanted into a second patient and that 400 of the 1,024 electrodes were working successfully. Arbaugh was also on the podcast episode and said the chip has continued to reduce his reliance on caregivers, despite early issues after his surgery when some of the electrodes retracted from his brain. That forced Neuralink to modify its algorithm to make the implant more sensitive. Elon Musk also filed a new lawsuit Monday against OpenAI and founders Sam Altman and Greg Brockman, alleging the parties deceived him into co-founding OpenAI back in 2015 by promising the company would be a nonprofit with a focus on safety and openness for the benefit of humanity, not shareholder value. This comes just 2 months after Musk withdrew a similar suit first filed in March against OpenAI, Altman, and Brock. The U.S. Justice Department is investigating NVIDIA's acquisition of Run AI back in April over antitrust concerns. Run AI virtualizes GPUs, so you can do more things with fewer chips. NVIDIA has 90% of the market for high-end AI chips, so there are concerns NVIDIA could bury Run AI's technology so people don't buy fewer chips. The DOJ is also looking into whether NVIDIA overcharges for networking products if customers buy competing AI chips. France's regulatory agency is also investigating the dominance of NVIDIA's CUDA chip programming software. The European Commission announced Monday that TikTok has agreed to permanently withdraw its TikTok Lite rewards program from the EU to comply with the Digital Services Act, or DSA. TikTok Lite rewards users with points for performing tasks on the platform like watching videos, interacting with content, following creators, and inviting others to join the service. Back in April, TikTok launched in France and Spain. That raised concerns over the program's effect on users' mental health, particularly children. On Friday, Google decided to pull its ad, the one that featured a father using Gemini to help draft a letter from his daughter to Olympic hurdler Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone. A spokesperson told The Hollywood Reporter, "While the ad tested well before airing, given the feedback, we have decided to phase the ad out of our Olympics rotation." Apple also pulled the fifth installment of its short film, The Underdogs, in Thailand, after people complained that it made the country look underdeveloped. Apple had used a Thai production company to develop the ad. Last week, the Sixth Circuit U.S. Court of Appeals delayed implementation of new rules by the FCC that would classify internet service as a telecommunications service instead of an information service. ISPs brought a lawsuit over the rule change, and the court has scheduled oral arguments for late October to early November. Each of the U.S. major parties reclassifies the internet every time it gains control of the FCC, so this one is ongoing. And finally, last week, the Turkish government directed ISPs in the country to block delivery of Instagram. Instagram has about 50 million users in the country who now must use a VPN to access the service. The government didn't state a reason for the ban, but local newspapers claimed it was because Instagram was removing some posts expressing condolences for the assassination of a Hamas leader in Iran. Turkey plans to hold talks with Instagram this week over the ban, which cybersecurity watchdog NetBlock's claiming is costing the Turkish economy $11.5 million per day. For more discussion of the tech news of the day, subscribe to dailytechnewsshow.com. You can find show notes and links to all these headlines there as well. Thank you for listening. I'm Sarah Lane, and we'll talk to you next time.